It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show, sponsored by Kia.
Welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, quickly approaching this year's All-Star break. And coming up in just a bit, tip-off will be live from Salt Lake City as the Jazz go up against the Milwaukee Bucks. For Milwaukee, it's been a difficult part of the season. If they're hoping to duplicate their regular season finish of a year ago, they got their work cut out. Now at 9th in the East, they're quite a few spots lower than they were at the end of last season. And one of the more versatile bigs in the league, Greg Monroe. We'll get a chance to see him right here. Shaq, what makes him so good?
He has no problem being at the center of an offense, and his mid-range game reminds me of the game I never had, but creates that space for him.
A part of the game you never had.
Well, I had it. I just didn't go to it.
Okay, now there's a Shaquille O'Neal, I know. I think he feels at home in either position. He can play power forward or center. That's what makes him. He's versatile. The great Shaquille O'Neal at times couldn't play power forward, so if he could do it, then it's incredible.
Just about game time.
Oh, yeah.
Let's send it to Kevin Harlan. He's got the call.
Kenny, you're wrong. You forgot I played power forward in college.
And welcome everyone to another presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter David Aldridge. It's East versus West here in Salt Lake City. The Jazz hope to put on a show for this home crowd. This game against Milwaukee here, it's their first look at the Bucks. In the two meetings last year, they came away with wins, never losing.
And guys, these teams don't see each other too often, but last year they would have liked to see a little bit more of them the way they were able to take care of their business.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. I mean, anytime you have an advantage on the team and you're looking to pile up wins, you'd like to have them on your schedule more times than just a couple.
Now let's get a quick pregame update from David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Quinn Snyder.
Well, guys, he has an admiration for what he called the intelligent, efficient offense played by today's opponent. He told me that the thing about this team is that they are so good at identifying the weak spots in an opponent, and they come at you in multiple ways depending on where those weak spots are. He said, we've got to be ready for everything. It's pretty tall order. Guys?
Okay, David, thanks. And looking at the Jazz roster, they're a well-balanced group. You see scorers, Greg, playmakers, rebounders, shot blockers, plenty of quality depth.
Yeah, and they've done a great job of drafting. Many of the main pieces of the puzzle seem to be in place. The next step for me is, will one of these young core players emerge as a superstar?
Tip-off goes to Milwaukee. Here are the starters for Milwaukee. The dynamite pair of Antetokounmpo and Parker at forward. Tony Snell is out there with Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Maker in at the center position.
I tell you, that's why Antetokounmpo is so feared league-wide. I mean, when he's close to the rim, he's most likely going to flush it on you.
Hill with it. He's picked up by Parker. Lets the three fly. And Hill is good for three.
A lot of times in the first quarter, it will dictate how big a role a player has later on.
Especially for a guy like him. I mean, he's not quite sure of himself. He's not a go-to guy on a regular basis, but it does help him when he finds his stride early in a ball game.
So for the Jazz, their last game, a loss to Memphis.
Yeah, and really lucky that they weren't blown out in that game, because I just thought the effort was lacking.
They just couldn't hit on anything that worked for them, no matter what approach they used.
Now here is Hill. His last outing, 16 points for him. Gobert. Rebound collected by Snell. And Milwaukee has possession. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
The offense just struggled mightily in that game. They went stretches where points just became very difficult to come by.
And ironically, their play wasn't that bad. It was just their shot making that went AWOL. Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
Dellavedova with the ball. 14 points from him the last game against Boston. Parker against Favors. Parker's shot is off.
And, you know, coaches just love players who they can count on to give that effort defensively.
And he clearly is one of those guys, Greg. We saw it right there. Nice work forcing that miss.
Now here is Hill. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game. Wide open, couldn't capitalize. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. And we've got a moment to look at the rebounding trend over the last few months for Hayward.
And those are some numbers that he can't be happy about. His rebounding totals have taken a dip over the past few months. He's got to get back to giving the kind of effort on the boards we were seeing from him earlier.
Jazz have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Good on the bucket. Hill's got 5 now.
Gorgeous jumper from George Hill, even in the face of some stiff defense.
To the inside, Antetokounmpo. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova. And that's now 6 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Hood kicks to Favors. Hill left side. To the inside. Favors passes to Gobert. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Incredible body control right there. Don't know how he was able to get that one to go, but it sure was a thing of beauty to watch.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
Splashed them one after another. It really was quite a display from the strike. Guys, I think free throw shooting, and Steve, you can speak to this, is all about rhythm and confidence, and he hasn't been able to establish any rhythm there this season.
Now here is Hill. Thonmaker unable to get his last shot to go, and the shot goes down.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
And, you know, when Jason Kidd was a player, he had a no-nonsense approach to the game. Still maintains that approach as a coach. Very much focused on results and efficiency over bells and whistles and all the extras.
Free throw good from Maker. And thinking about where Kidd's playing tendencies show up in his coaching, his unselfishness and commitment to defense are there too.
Yeah, and there's a calming demeanor that he brought to the court as a player, and I think he brings that to the sideline as well. And keeping things in perspective, I think has been a big help during his stay at Milwaukee.
So he gets them both. Jazz leading by 4. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Favors with the screen. 3-pointer, Hayward. Second chance shot, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
I tell you what, Derek Favors has arrived. I mean, the 3rd overall pick back in the 2010 draft. Never a doubt about the ability and the talent, but it just, I think it took him a while to get comfortable playing at this level. And then the last 2 seasons, it feels like he's just kind of put it all together. It oftentimes takes young guys coming into this league a little bit of time to develop their niche and their identity, but once they do, boy, watch out.
And talking about the improvements made by Favors, he's really added something to his game, Greg, every single year.
A great point. I mean, he plays the pick and roll beautifully now, whether it's rolling to the basket on offense or using his mobility to deter the pick and roll at the other end. I mean, the versatility to man both front court spots is a huge plus when you're playing matchups. If he can just stay healthy, he has the potential to become a perennial all-star.
Now here is Dellavedova. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
I think in that situation, it was a nice try to create some space for himself with the fadeaway.
Favors with the screen. Favors sets the pick for Hill. Hayward outside. 4 on the shot clock. Baseline try. The kick out to Hill. Gobert the screen. On its way from Hayward for 2. Again, the miss by Hayward.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Now here is Dellavedova. He's guarded by Hill. Dellavedova dishes to Monroe. Hayward against Antetokounmpo. To the paint. Parker kicks to Monroe. Top of the key. Rebound, Utah. Gobert's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Gobert the screen. Hill has the open look, and he's good on the 3-ball. Hill's got a couple of threes now in the first for the Jazz. Dellavedova, the pass to Parker. Antetokounmpo up top. Screen by Monroe. Antetokounmpo against Hayward. Antetokounmpo can't get that one to fall. And it's Utah's ball. They're on a 16-6 run. The offensive rebound. Goes up again. And Hood with the nice bucket inside.
And the offense has come together immediately. I mean, they're threatening to run away with this thing already.
Greg, it's hard to imagine they'll stay this hot for 4 quarters, but if they even approximate that, watch out.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. And Rodney Hood, talk about making a jump from year 1 to year 2. Greg, he improved in almost every facet of the game.
And Hood came into the league with a reputation as a dead-eye shooter, and that's been the case from both long and mid-range off the bounce. What has surprised some people, though, is his advanced ball handling and his ability to find open teammates. A relatively quick study there. Still a ton of upside to Hood's game.
Now let's take a moment to see the teams that lead the league in field goal percentage. In 4th, the Bucks.
So patient on the offensive end. I mean, they're not going to force shots, and it's that selectiveness that's yielded such an impressive field goal percentage.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Hill.
And you know what? Just a little too much heat on that pass for him to come up with the steal.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that was going to be a tough catch for either one of them.
Here is Parker, trying to claw his way back after a terrible showing in that loss to Boston.
Really having a difficult time getting anything to fall.
Boy, you've got to give credit to the defense. I mean, this is where you want to really work for quality looks. Try to get that confidence back.
Now here's Favors. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Hits it from 3-point range.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up. Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Hill kicks to Hayward. Hayward missing again.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Outside, Antetokounmpo. Pass to Monroe. Shot to stop the run. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Down low, Parker with the steal. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. And he makes good on his first shot of the game. Dellavedova's got his first bucket of the night. Jazz leading by 11. Here's Hill. He's got 8. Gobert the screen. Outside Favors. Hayward kicks to Gobert. Hill dishes to Favors. 3 on the clock. Another miss by Utah. Bucks trail by 11. Now Dellavedova. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Here's Snell, covered by Hood. Just his first attempt. And it's wide right, hits off the rim. Utah's gone 3 of 6, 50% from deep so far tonight. On the wing, Hill. Nice ball movement by Utah. Oh, trying for it. And that'll be Utah as it goes out of bounds. Jazz retain possession. Lyles checked in for Derek Favors. Milwaukee also making some changes. Mirza Teletovic is checked in for Jabari Parker. And Brogdon subbed in for Tony Snell. There's a screen. Hood kicks to Hayward. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Hayward's got his second bucket of the night.
With that now, only 2 of 7 to start the game. Not the start he was hoping for.
Pass to Dellavedova. Outside, Antetokounmpo. And the basket for the 4th time from the field. He's a healthy 4 for 6.
Just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
Here's Lyles. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Good on the 3-point shot.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Timeout called, the Bucks.
Yeah, just frustrated by their lack of production offensively, and I can't blame them. I mean, they're getting the looks, but the shots just aren't falling.
Yeah, and the slump that they're having shooting the ball can take its toll on you if you're not mentally strong. So I like this timeout here to try to get those guys reset and refocused.
So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Boris Diaz checked in for Rudy Gobert. Joe Ingles comes in for Gordon Hayward. Burks, he's checked in for Rodney Hood. And it's Exum in for Hill. Beasley's checked in for Milwaukee. Rashad Vaughn comes in for Matthew Dellavedova. Passes it to Vaughn. With the teardrop, it's deflected.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Here's Ingles. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Burks can't get it to go.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
And so it's Milwaukee now. They trail by 14. Brogdon the pass to Beasley. Shoots from 12. Rebound, Utah.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take. Well, you know, the Bucks only have one title in their history as a franchise, but what a title it was, led by my favorite player of all time, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, known as Lou Alcindor back in the day. teamed up with the veteran Oscar Robertson, the Big O, to bring the Bucks that first title.
He gets that one. Utah leading by 12. And here's Exum, looking for his first basket still in this one. Brogdon the pass to Vaughn. That's tipped. Up top, Burks. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Memphis.
And I thought the contribution he made by just generating contact, getting to the line was outstanding, guys. I mean, he picked up a lot of points at the stripe.
And you have to mention that 1971 title run by the Bucks. They were a force nobody could stop. Swept the finals in 4 games straight over the Baltimore Bullets.
Yeah, had 66 wins in that season as well, guys. And that was early in my formative years as a basketballer. Actually, when I first started locking into the NBA, a big Lou Alcindor fan. He was the 71 MVP in that championship year for the Bucks. And then he'd go on to win another MVP the following season. And ironically, those are the only 2 MVP trophies that a Buck has ever received.
John Henson's checked in for Monroe. So he comes up empty at the line. Bucks trail by 12. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
And they call an illegal screen here. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for the Bucks.
And the one thing that jumps out at me when you look at that shot chart is just how little scoring they get from out above the free throw line extended 3-point range. They've got to get more points from out high if they want to improve their offense.
1:19 left in the first. Diaw, the screen. Now here's Burks. He's tightly guarded. Just 5 on the clock. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. And there's the foul. It's on Trey Lyles. That is his first foul of the game. Bucks trail by 12. 55 seconds left to play in the first. Teletovic, the screen. Here's Brogdon. 11 points for him in that last game against Boston.
And also his assist total tells you about the job he did of keeping his head up and keeping his teammates involved.
So it's Utah now after the basket by Milwaukee. Burks kicks to Lyles. Diaw, the screen. Shot's good by Lyles. Lyles got his first 2 points of the night.
You could not diagram a better way to open a quarter.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look at the lead they've jumped out to already. What a start.
Henson with the screen. And there's the pass to Brogdon. Here's the floater. It's hauled in by Lyles.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And it looks like they are going to review the play. The question, did he get the basket off in time?
And a chance here to just double-check the ruling on the floor. I wasn't sure if he got it off in time or not, so I appreciate the second look as well.
And you know what? We're watching exactly what the officials are seeing, Greg, from the NBA Replay Center in Secaucus. We've got the time right here, so they're making sure they got it right.
And they've taken a look at it, and they've overturned the call. They've overturned the call. They're calling the basket good, Greg.
Yeah, and that's why we have replay. I mean, to make sure the officials don't miss any calls. And really, a good job to take the second look at it. Would have been a shame if they'd been cheated out of those points.
And we heard from John Henson before the game, a player on the rise. He feels he still has a lot to prove.
Defensively, offensively, I think I'm better offensively than people give me credit for, and I'm stronger than I look. And that's something that I'm trying to prove this year, as I've been proving the last 3 or 4, so it's going to be fun.
Well, it sounds like he still feels like he has something to prove, Greg, but seems to me he's already known for being that kind of guy.
Yeah, it's a great point. Anybody who plays against him knows he looks plenty strong when you're banging with him. But if he needs to push and motivate himself by playing with a chip on his shoulder, well, a lot of guys have gone a long, long way in this league using that method.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And guys, the Jazz enjoying a nice lead here.
It's just been a long-range battle for them, and one that they're winning right now.
Yeah, sharp shooting from deep, a big part of why they're up.
On the court for the Bucks. Brogdon out there with Matthew Dellavedova. Then there's Mirza Teletovic. And then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's Henson in at the 5. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Chris Middleton has become an elite help defender, but he's soft-spoken. He's become more vocal on the court, and that is not by coincidence. You know, Jared Dudley told me this story a couple of years ago that Coach Kidd told Dudley during practice, stop talking. I want Middleton to talk. And now Middleton's communication is taken off. And Coach Kidd said his communication is something that never comes up. When you're looking at his growth, it's not just his game, but his leadership that is taken off. Evan?
Well, thanks, D.A. He's truly a great two-way player, a terrific find for Milwaukee. And the Bucks making a change here. Parker's checked in. He hits the second from the line. Bucks trail by 17. Here's Brogdon. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Henson, a screen on Burks. Brogdon the pass to Henson. Lays it up and banks it in.
Yeah, not a perfectly set screen there, but got him just enough room to get that shot off.
There's the dish to Burks. Nice ball movement by Utah. Hill kicks to Diaw. He feeds it to Ingles. Hill, a screen on Antetokounmpo. Shot off the pick. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. And the Jazz lead by 17. Feeds to Henson. Kicks it to Parker. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
Even with the D up against him, Parker is good at keeping his focus. Doesn't lose sight of what he's trying to get done down there. Nice touch. And that touch really is something you can't teach.
Hill kicks to Burks. Here's Johnson, and Henson sends it back. And they'll keep possession. Here now is the 2K leaderboard. Over the past month, these teams have tortured opponents defensively. In fourth, the Bucks.
What a month they've had defensively. I mean, they've really gotten after it on that end of the floor.
Shooting two.
First free throw is good. And you look at the roster of these Bucks. So many players on the team that can rise up and embarrass a defender. Not only can this team throw it down, they're looking to throw it down.
Yeah, they want to wreck that rim as much as they can. And if I had the leaping ability of guys like Giannis and Parker, I'd be doing the exact same thing. The Bucks actually led the league in percentage of shots that were dunks in 2016. They are an entertaining bunch and a throwdown group worth watching.
Dellavedova kicks to Monroe. Parker with no one around. Parker with another miss.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Hayward kicks to Hood. Trying to find Diaw. Gets it to him. And Parker with the block.
Absurd bounceability displayed by Parker. I mean, he uses it so well on defense. It's not just the leaping ability, but the timing as well. He's so tough to guard. He can fake you one way and then just spin right by you.
Hill kicks to Johnson. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Over the last 10 games, Kevin, you can see where the Bucks rank in the league stats. 4th in steals, 9th in second chance points. And they're in the top 3rd in the league in blocks. They're a team that really doesn't give many good looks.
And that ranking in the steals category, airtight perimeter defense, is one of the things that makes this team go.
2 shots.
Their aggressiveness, for me, sets them apart.
First free throw is good. The Jazz making a switch here. Favors is checked in. And Johnson drops them both. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
Start it.
And taking a look here at some numbers for Hill. How's the last month of basketball been for him? He's putting up about 16 points a game, 4 assists and 4 rebounds. And just look at those scoring totals. He's been doing what he does best, putting points on the board.
Absolutely. I mean, he has those real natural scoring instincts. The ability to find creases in the defense, just fantastic.
Screened by Parker. Monroe against Favors. Here's Parker. Johnson with the block. And he's able to get it back. But he stays with it. And there's the feed to Parker. And finally they hit one. Parker's got 6 points.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter. And now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Johnson dishes to Hayward. Puts up a 3. That one's rebounded by Dellavedova. Bucks trail by 14. Antetokounmpo kicks to Parker. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. And that's now 8 points for Parker. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Hayward passes to Hill. Favors with the screen for 3. Hayward. And it's Hayward again missing.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
You know, one of the hardest things to do is to live up to the word potential when it's thrown around a player for so long. That was certainly the case with Antetokounmpo for most of his career. I mean, he's lived up to the hype and is realizing everything that fans hoped he would become when he first started his journey in the NBA.
Outside Hood, clock at 6. The kick out to Hill. Another miss by Utah.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those 2 in the first quarter.
As you said, potential can be a curse at times. So many players fizzle out after flashing moments of greatness. Giannis is living up to the hype.
Yeah, and I think you've got to give his coaching staff a lot of credit for that because they've been believers in Antetokounmpo throughout his career, and that helps, especially with a young player. They've brought him along, I think, at just the right pace. Took some time to figure out how best to use such a unique talent with his size, but I think he's got a great upside and will be a real force for years to come.
Dellavedova dishes to Antetokounmpo. He kicks to Parker. Fires from the line. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass. Well, Johnson set a terrific screen that time.
Dellavedova kicks to Monroe. And stolen by Favors. And now Utah, fast break. Hood gets the bucket.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
And the foul called on Joe Johnson. That's his first foul. Gobert, he's checked in for Utah. And Milwaukee also making a switch. Tony Snell's checked in for Brogdon. And Milwaukee has possession. 15-point game. And when Greg Monroe signed with Milwaukee, many thought it was a perfect fit. However, as we saw after a short time, many question if he can be the answer for the team. Not so much a knock on his play, just on what the team is missing overall.
Hey, Greg does an awful lot of good things, but he's not a guy who's going to be a rim protector. His game is pretty close to the ground. But nonetheless, no matter what team Monroe plays for, I think he'll give you a post presence on offense, and he'll give you consistent effort in every aspect of the game.
Akers checked in for the Bucks. And so Greg Monroe nails both of them.
You know, at 6'11", Greg Monroe is no easy cover, especially given his soft shooting touch from mid-range.
Gobert, the screen. Outside Favors. Hood for three. And no good that time. The Bucks go the other way with it.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Now here is Dellavedova. Here's the screen. 5 on the clock. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
They did a better job of getting it inside in that first. They've lost some of that physical edge here.
Lyles checked in for Utah. Exum comes in for Hill. The Bucks also with the sub. Beasley's checked in. Here's Exum. Pass to Lyles. He dishes it to Hayward. Gobert with a screen on Beasley. Shot clock at 6. Hood kicks to Lyles. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. And the Jazz lead by 13. Dishes to Snell. Now here's Maker, guarded closely. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. Beasley's got his first bucket in this one.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Well, it was a slow start, but they've gone from simmer to medium heat, and they're bordering on hot to close this gap.
And that one, good. Gobert's got 5.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense.
Dellavedova with the ball. Here's Monroe. No good off the back of the rim.
Yeah, good tough D there to get a hand up and force that miss.
That's example number one of why he is such a strong defensive player and why he has such a great defensive reputation.
Now Dellavedova. Beasley outside. And the three off target.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
For three, Hayward. The rebound by the Bucks. Monroe's got his fourth rebound in this one.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
A temporary lapse of focus from him on that turnover. It's embarrassing, but on occasion it does happen.
Joe Ingles, he's checked in for the Jazz. Burks comes in for Hood. Rashad Vaughn, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Pass to Ingles. The dish to Burks. Uncovered. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. And the Jazz lead by 18. Stolen by Exum. To the middle. Wants to get it to Burks and does. And that comes off the assist by Exum. Burks has got 6 in the quarter.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Back to Dellavedova. Beasley the screen. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Exum kicks to Lyles. And here's Burks. 6 points for him. And the basket by Ingles.
And the big lead becomes bigger. They are playing with purpose here tonight, guys.
And they're doing it at both ends of the floor. I mean, that's what you like to see. They've been controlling the action from both ends of the court.
Exum passes to Lyles. And goaltending is going to be the call. So they get the basket there anyway.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
And the Bucks with some changes. John Henson comes in for Maker. And Mirza Teletovic subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. And the Bucks with possession here. 1:53 left to play here in the second quarter. Here's Vaughn. Passes it to Beasley. Shot to stop the drought. Gobert with the block. And the Jazz pushing it up now. A nice shot by Exum. Exum's got his second bucket of the game to go. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Jazz.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
Yeah, another thing they've done well, guys, a lot of steals in the first half, really getting after it defensively.
The pass to Burks. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And a chance now to review the shot chart.
What a display we've seen from them so far. Every half open look they've gotten, they've knocked down and show no signs of letting up. Right now, they are in the driver's seat. As long as they can keep their rhythm on offense, they'll just steamroll this team the rest of the way.
And the Bucks making a change here. Terry's checked in. That free throw, no good. Boris Diaz checked in for Gobert. And the second free throw, good. 1:02 left now here in the second. Milwaukee's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Now here's Terry. Beasley outside. To the middle. Can they get it? And Henson with the bucket on the assist by Beasley. Henson's got 4 this quarter.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Sometimes, for whatever reason, a lot of times you don't know why. It takes a little while to work the knots out, but it looks like they're putting it together right now.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Terry kicks to Beasley. Beasley the screen. Here's Snell. Burks pulls it in.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Exum with it. Back to Burks with 1 on the clock. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. It's the Jazz running away with it. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. With Coach Quinn Snyder. Quinn, what has to happen in the second half?
Well, we got to keep getting stops and really just make plays. Make plays on the offensive end and be solid defensively. No magic.
It's a pretty simple game, right, Coach? Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime show on 2K Sports. There was no stopping Rodney Hood in the first half. He had 12 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And, Kenny, what'd you see out there from the Jazz?
They've done a lot of things well, but the way they've taken care of the basketball, valuing each possession, so critical to the tempo, so crucial to the offensive flow. They've got a great rhythm, as smart and as safe as they're playing. They made it clear they're not going to beat themselves today.
And you, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Bucks.
Well, they're obviously facing a hot shooting team tonight. That combined with a lackluster effort on defense, recipe for disaster, Ernie. Without major improvements defensively, this game is O-V-A, over.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Without question, Rodney Hood displaying his skills today.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
The Jazz shooting 55% from the floor. They're feeling very confident offensively. Favors and Gobert, the defensive big man pair. A tall wing pair with Hood at the 2 and Hayward at the small forward. And it's Hill in at the 1 spot. That's the group starting the second half for Quinn Snyder.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Dellavedova dishes to Maker. Antetokounmpo setting the pick for Maker. Antetokounmpo against Hayward. Clock at 6. Antetokounmpo can't get it to go. So it's Utah now. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Utah has turned a corner, establishing its identity under Quinn Snyder as a youthful, defensive-minded team. Coach Snyder said, our players have gotten better. Our team has gotten better. There was a connectivity and a defensive mindset that was bubbling beneath the surface. The habits were there. The intensity was there. Things have just clicked. Kevin?
All right, DA, they're on the rise. Maker with a screen for Antetokounmpo. Inside, it's stolen by Gobert. Time now for an injury report.
Hey, Kevin, I spoke with the head athletic trainer for the Bucks. He told me that in his opinion, the injury does not appear to be too serious.
All right, David, thank you. Hopefully everything works out for him. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing, defended by Hayward. A baseline J. Antetokounmpo can't get that one to fall.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
And when you look at Giannis Antetokounmpo play the one area that he continues to work on, well, it's his shot from range.
Yeah.
He's been given the green light to shoot from beyond the arc, but still needs to develop consistency.
And just thinking about him becoming a proficient three-point shooter, guys, is scary, because then he'll really be hard to deal with. Giannis and his coaches have talked about how important it is to be a threat from deep at the point guard position in this modern NBA where the three ball is so critical to offensive spacing. It's something he's been focusing on, and sooner or later, I think all of his hard work is going to pay off in a big way.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
The first one falls. Both free throws good from Hood. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Now, Antetokounmpo, 8 points for him. He feeds it to Maker, kicks to Snell. And there's the call on Rudy Gobert. That's foul number 2 for him. It's stolen by Hill.
I don't like that decision there on the entry pass. Not with the defender right there ready to pick it off.
Feeds it to Favors, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jabari Parker. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
That foul gives him 4, so he's got to settle down a bit.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Hill passes to Favors.
When Parker's in the area, I mean, shooters have to be careful. I mean, his athleticism and wingspan really help alter a number of shots.
Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel.
And now we get a moment to see the numbers for Gobert. First in blocks, second in field goal percentage. And he's truly a force around the rim, ranking among the top 5 in rebounds per game.
Boy, and he's been a human highlight reel all season. Clearly the best shot blocker in the game right now.
Hill kicks to Favors. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Drills the three-pointer. And that's now 18 points for Gordon Hayward.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
Yeah, and Greg, you know, the only way that's going to turn around defensively is by stopping the outside shot, not getting into a shootout. They're not going to out-shootout this team.
Hood drives in, and the rejection by Antetokounmpo.
And the amount of space Antetokounmpo covers is really breathtaking. You got to see it to believe it. I mean, he erases shots that you think he has no chance to get to.
Looking to end the drought. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but drew contact. He'll head to the line.
Well, Antetokounmpo in this one, he has 8 points, and he's also got 1 block to add to the mix today.
Yeah, and that's just a small part of what we've seen, but it's been a solid contribution defensively.
It's his first trip to the line. He's off on the first.
Antetokounmpo has the complete and total trust of his teammates. A real Swiss Army knife, a versatile guy. Does everything and anything that needs to be done with the basketball in his hand.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Monroe's checked in for Maker. Rashad Vaughn comes in for Tony Snell. And Brogdon subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. Good on the second free throw. And here are the Jazz now. They're on a 10-1 run. Gobert, the screen. Favors with the ball. He's picked up by Parker. The feed to Hayward. Fires the three. Rebound by Greg Monroe. Monroe's got his 5th rebound in this one. And that one's good. Parker.
And you really can't disregard the sniping ability of Parker. I mean, when he gets comfortable from there, he can knock down three-pointers.
Outside Hood. He kicks it to Hill. He dishes it to Hayward. Nice ball movement by Utah. And good that time. Gobert's got 7 points.
And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
Yeah, it's just been far too soft. Not much fight being shown by the defense there. And, boy, that's hard to watch, quite honestly.
Out to Hayward. Takes the three. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Hill's got his 4th assist in this one. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Jazz.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnovers that they forced tonight has also helped.
Joe Johnson, he's checked in for Derek Favors. Pass to Antetokounmpo. The shot by Brogdon, no good.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
The shot by Hayward, wide open. Again, the miss by Hayward. For Milwaukee, they've gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break.
Well, that's a lot of bricks by them early in the second. Only 1 make on 5 tries so far in the second half.
Hill drives in. Out to Hayward for the three. And it's Hayward again missing. Milwaukee has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Brogdon the pass to Antetokounmpo. Here's Vaughn, covered by Hood. Parker kicks to Vaughn. Shot clock at 6. And taken away by Johnson. And now Hayward pushing it up. No one back to stop him. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Hayward's got 11 points here in just the second half. The Bucks shooting around 40% from the floor here. To the left side wing. Here's Brogdon. He's guarded by Hill. Clock at 6. Milwaukee, no good that time either. And it's Utah's ball. They're on a 17-4 run. Johnson outside. Hayward up top. 23 points in the game.
All he needed right there was simply to set himself up and then relax and shoot the ball. He threw himself off balance for no reason.
Antetokounmpo dishes to Monroe. Back to Antetokounmpo. Parker sets the screen for Antetokounmpo. Here's Brogdon. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Brogdon's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Gobert the screen. Gobert with a screen on Antetokounmpo. Hayward passes to Hill. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Hill's got 13 points.
And you look at George Hill, his three-point shot, very reliable. A proficient scorer from behind the arc.
Dishes it to Gobert. Gobert the screen. Three-pointer, Hayward. And there's the call on Rudy Gobert. That's his 3rd foul of the game. A different look for Utah. Boris Diaz checked in for Rudy Gobert. Joe Ingles comes in for Gordon Hayward. And it's Burks in for Rodney Hood. And Milwaukee also making a switch. Mirza Teletovic is checked in for Jabari Parker. Screen by Monroe. Pass to Vaughn. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's going to go on Alec Burks. The Bucks shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. And he makes the first. The Jazz making a switch here. Exum's checked in, and then for Milwaukee. John Henson comes in for Monroe, and it's Beasley in for Antetokounmpo. He's perfect from the line this time. For Utah, they've gone 7 for 16 in the second half from the field, shooting a bit under 50%. Burks kicks to Ingles. There's the dish to Exum. No good from outside. Milwaukee's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Shot from 12. The rebound by the Jazz.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
From deep, Johnson, and that comes off the assist by Exum. Exum's got 5 assists tonight.
It has been a 3-point barrage for them since halftime.
Not sure if it's been by design or simply by accident, but either way, it has been impressive.
He just bangs down the one-hander.
2 very easy points right here.
He'll take those all day long.
Ingles kicks to Diaw. And here's Burks. 7 points in the game. 6 on the shot clock. Out to the wing. Here's Ingles. And the Jazz, another 3.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And, Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
Teletovic dishes to Beasley. Passes to Teletovic. Poked loose. Burks with the steal. Inside, Ingles. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Well, folks, tonight a great rebounding game we're watching in progress. And now, with that in mind, let's take a look at the all-time record for rebounds in a single game. How about Wilt Chamberlain with 55 rebounds back on November 24th, 1960.
And guys, that's one of those records that always seemed to me impossible to break. I mean, in the modern era, nobody's even sniffed that 55 rebound mark. I mean, heck, a lot of teams don't get 55 rebounds in a game, and Wilt's owned it since 1960.
And he knocks down the first one. Trey Lyles checked in for the Jazz. And so he makes both from the line. The Bucks shooting 40% from the field. Here's Brogdon. He's got 5. And the pass to Teletovic. Here's Vaughn. And it's another Milwaukee shot right there going in. This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing.
Kicks to Diaw. Nice ball movement by Utah. Here's Lyles. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Here's Brogdon. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The 15-footer. That one off the back iron and out.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one, short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Here's Diaw. The shot will not fall. And Milwaukee will come the other way. Beasley kicks to Teletovic. The 17-footer. Beasley can't get that one to fall.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take. Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And, Greg, to be able to take the bump like that and maintain control, that's not easy to do. I know you're kind of a little fella, but I was a big guy when I played, so I know how difficult that is. That was impressive.
I see.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Tony Snell comes in for Rashad Vaughn, and it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Brogdon. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
There's 49 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Beasley. Lays it up and banks it in.
That's the way to work the ball in close to the hoop, guys.
They've shared the load offensively.
And, guys, they've put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react, and that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively.
Teletovic against Burks, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Mirza Teletovic. That will get him his fourth foul of the game, and due to the bonus, we'll head to the line for two.
Two shot.
And the first one drops.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
That one is no good. Milwaukee has gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Dellavedova, the pass to Beasley. And Teletovic now top of the key. Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
Way to work the glass, buffet style. Second chance buckets. They can make a big difference.
On its way from Burks for 2. And the shot is long. The 3 quarters of play all in the books. And this one all but over already. Jazz out in front, running away with this one. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Salt Lake City. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Coach Jason Kidd.
We're not talking to each other, offensively or defensively. Let's talk.
And Coach Jason Kidd citing one of the things that can happen over the course of an evening, a breakdown in communication.
And the problem is, even in a league of superstars, this is ultimately a team game. You have to work together to succeed.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. On the floor for Milwaukee starting the fourth quarter. John Henson out there with Beasley. Then there's Tony Snell. Then there's Terry. And it's Maker in at the 5, roaming the paint. Snell, that's good.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
Here's Lyles. Burks kicks to Lyles. Now here's Exum. Hands the shot with nobody near him. And for Milwaukee, they're shooting for the game at 42%. Terry kicks to Snell. It's Beasley on the wing. Feeds it to Snell. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Back to Johnson. Burks kicks to Diaw. Jazz passing it around. Now here's Burks, guarded closely. Johnson, a wide open look. No good with the triple. Johnson's gone 1 of 3 from the field here. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Here's Snell. He's guarded by Johnson. Snell dishes to Maker. Off target with his 3.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
That shot wide open. And it's 8 points for Joe Johnson.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Terry the pass to Beasley. And another basket for Milwaukee.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Exum kicks to Johnson. Diaw with it. Fires it up. Exum's shot is off. Snell dishes to Terry. He feeds it to Henson. Back to Terry. Henson with the screen. Terry outside. Beasley for 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Beasley's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Yeah, they've had a great second half from long range, Greg. I mean, things are definitely starting to look up for them.
And Diaw kicks to Burks. It's good. The assist that time from Diaw.
Back at you. I mean, they immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading spray guns from long range, trading blows from behind the arc.
Maker passes to Henson. And it's good. Fought through contact. Hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
A different look for Utah. Withey's checked in for Diaw. And Shelvin Max subbed in for Lyles. The Bucks also with the sub. Brogdon's checked in. And Mack kicks to Johnson. The feed now to Withey. Now Burks. There's the screen to the right side. Exum with a wide open look. They grab their own miss. Withey gets the bucket.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
Here's Beasley. The rebound by Withey.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
And here is Mack. Johnson with a screen on Terry. Exum dishes to Johnson. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
Terry outside. Beasley outside. The 3. Beasley can't get that one to fall.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Here's Johnson. Another miss by Johnson.
Despite his ineffectiveness, the team has found other scoring options, which you have to have when one of your main guys is struggling. So far in the game for Beasley, 9 points, and he's been delivering a healthy dose of helpers, too.
He really has, Clark. Always with his head up, looking to make the pass, trying to find the open man.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. For Utah, they've gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. They get it back. Milwaukee has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Terry kicks to Beasley. He dishes it to Henson. Back to Beasley. Lets it go from 14. Score the basket, his 5th of the game. He's missed 6 shots against those 5 makes.
You start hitting a few of those mid-range shots, and it can open up your whole game.
Pass to Withy. Down low. Got it. Nice one there from Exum. Exum's got 4 points in the quarter.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
And it's Terry off the drive. From 13 feet, it goes down. Jazz have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the 4th quarter. Mack, the pass to Exum. He kicks to Johnson. Back to Exum. The Jazz working the ball around now. Burks against Beasley. Fires for 3. Burks can't get it to go.
Outstanding perimeter defense there. That was a well-contested shot.
Yeah, and you know he takes a lot of pride in his defense. There are no easy threes if he's on you.
Outstanding entry pass there. He knew exactly where to go with the ball.
And Mack kicks to Johnson. Dishes to Exum. Back to Johnson. Pass to Burks. The baseline J. Takes a big high bounce and goes in.
And how about the terrific use of the crossover there to just throw the defender off balance.
And Terry up top. There's the dish to Beasley. 9 feet out, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. Utah called for the foul.
2.
No good on that one. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Shelvin Mack. Mirza Teletovic is checked in for Milwaukee. And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time.
And not a single free throw attempt in that first half, but he has been far more active since the break and drawn some fouls.
The Bucks have gone 8 of 11 from the field in the final period. Great shooting down the stretch. Passes it to Beasley. Kicks to Maker. It's Beasley on the wing. And the pass to Maker. 6 on the shot clock. Launches it. Rebound, Utah. Johnson dishes to Exum. Feeds it to Withy. Ingles passes to Withy. There's a good screen. A shot by Burks. Nobody around. Rebounded by Maker. Maker's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Brogdon. Burks covering. Pass to Brogdon. And it's Beasley in the corner. He feeds it to Maker. It's Terry outside. Ingles with the rebound. And for the Jazz, they're shooting 40% in the 4th. Exum kicks to Johnson. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Boy, it's been a great game for Johnson tonight. He has 8 points, and he's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of 3-pointers.
And you know what? The defenders have that in the back of their minds now. They'll be on him a little tighter.
2.
That's good from Johnson. So Johnson hits 2 of them. Milwaukee has gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Shot from 16, and that one comes up a bit short. Utah is shooting well, 50% from the floor. Back to Exum. Now the feed to Ingles. He dishes it to Johnson. The Jazz again can't hit it. Bucks have gone 8 of 14 from the floor here in the fourth quarter. Terry outside. Beasley sets a screen for Terry. He kicks it to Beasley. Shot clock at 5. Here's Brogdon. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. Here's Exum. Nice ball movement by Utah. Burks kicks to Johnson. Dishes to Exum. Johnson sets the screen for Burks. Beasley with the rebound.
Good sets, good offensive sets are built on solid screens, and that was an example of how you don't want to set a pick. Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level. No clue how he got that one to fall.
And that was not a soft foul he had to get through, Greg. I mean, he had to really power that one up and in.
Tony Snell's checked in for Brogdon. And the free throw, no good. The Bucks shooting in the fourth quarter has been efficient at 56%. Terry kicks to Snell. Burks with the steal. 1:36 left in the game. Pass to Johnson. Gets the bucket and the foul to Ledovich. And so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. John Henson's checked in for the Bucks. And Utah with a change here, too. Boris Diaz checked in for Withy.
One shot.
That's good from Johnson. Milwaukee has gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Jazz.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And so taking a look at their season record, this will be win number 31 on the year.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
Yeah, and Greg, when it is just a 2-game season series, the team winning game 1 has that slight mental edge going into the second meeting, knowing they've already solved their opponent one time and only have to do it one more time.
And while it's a team game, you can't win without guys showing up. And that was the case tonight for Gordon Hayward. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Johnson sends the screen for Exum. The dish to Burks. From deep. Beasley with the rebound.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to cast that jumper up.
Bangs home the trifecta.
They clearly look like a different team now. Suddenly, they've got some energy out on the floor.
Yeah, but it's come a little too late to have a real impact on the game, though. We call this box score window dressing. All it's going to do is make the numbers look a little better than it was.
And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
here with Gordon Hayward. Gordon, great effort for you guys tonight, and you get the win.
We did. We guarded extremely well. All-around effort by everybody. Great game. I thought we really moved the ball. Great win.
Excellent inside-out defense, Gordon. Congratulations. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. Now it's time to head back to the studio with Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith.
The 2K Sports Postgame Show.
Kevin, thank you. Superb. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Gordon Hayward. Everything his team asked of him, he delivered, which obviously isn't a surprise, but that makes it no less a beautiful thing to watch.
The defense was non-existent. They didn't challenge him. They didn't try to move him off his favorite spots. They didn't force him to do anything different. No physical play, and he took advantage of that.
The energy that Gordon Hayward plays with is always what jumps out at me. He works nonstop, whether it's in transition or in the half court. He's always grinding, and it doesn't hurt that he can light it up from the outside either. Great ball game for him tonight.
And that'll wrap things up. Thank you for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and for the rest of the 2K Sports crew, the best in the business. This is Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.